Good morning. Well, I am no longer high as fuck, so I can concentrate again. Let's go over this shit here. So, all right. So as you guys know, I had this count here. I'm starting to wonder if it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 somewhere in there. I don't know. The important thing was the pivot point, which I had a high confluence zone here. This AV, this kind of WXY, and this right here was going to be confluent to hit a buying point, which I did send out a signal for at the 786 there and the 0.5 of the entire run-up, right? All right, that's all done, right? So we bought, cool. Then the next target I had was, okay, so now that I think we're bullish, so the next target I had would have been the, let's see, so we hit there, it was the 1-to-1. I said 8,900, right? Boom, right? On the nose. 8,900 to 9,200 if you took profits here, good. So you got to rebuy back here. So then all I did next, all right, so if we got our 1, 1, and 2, I believe this is now a completed 3 because that's the 1-to-1. So if we pulled a Fibonacci from the top of this, actually I did already. I believe it is here. Yeah, it's this one right here. So let me get rid of this. I don't know what that is. Nope. That was the right one. Okay, so then we go, yeah, so we pulled it from the bottom of wave 2 up to the top of wave 3, or what I believe to be wave 3. It's, it would make sense, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. And another expanded flat. The Bitcoin likes to do this. It's tricky because it looks like a fifth wave, but if you count it in here, it's actually 3, 3, and then a 5. And that 5 would make sense because it comes down. Your wave 3 hits a 1618. Your wave 5 targets a 2618, but fails because of other lanes of support. So now you launch right off here out of this 335 flat, or expanded flat rather. So look at that. Look where it hits. Look where the algos pick up. 618, 65, golden pocket. And because wave 2 technically ends, or wave 1 peaks here, the candle does not overlap. So you got a wave 4 now. So now we're moving up and we got to figure out, what our targets here. And so here's the tricky part. Now we need to use other confluence zones to kind of figure out a target. So for starters, the very first one is going to be here, the 1618, because the wave 3 hits the 1, right? So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we look for that 1618 up here. But the problem with that is that we're going to have heavy resistance from previous run-ups. So now you see this right here. This is 9170, and then there's some resistance right here. So I'll go ahead and draw a line in. Boom. So right there. So now, if it targets that 1618, that's the type of thing you can look for it to kind of say, nah, you ain't getting past here, bitch. So we'll go here, and then you can also see it as well. This was, by the way, this was the further bearish count, which we'll go over in a second because I consider all possibilities. I don't just have one and then look like an idiot when I'm wrong. So anyway, so if we did the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, I guess, Trading Devil had that, and he's been doing this years. So if he had that, sure, it's fine. Then you got this big bull flag. Wait, no, that's the bearish count. We'll go over that in a second. But anyway, so if we had it the way I had said, so this would be the bottom, and then we're going to impulse up. Then this is the double top you're looking for right there, if you can see the big macro. Now here was the key for me to stay in. Here was the key for me to stay in on my count, was this 4-hour EMA. See how that touches down and launches? That's exactly where I set my stop loss. I was like all the way down here, so just in case it wicked through. If you get a bull wick and then you get stopped out, it sucks. So I was like, all right, I'm willing to take the risk. I had a stop loss down here, no big deal. But I was pretty confident on that EMA. I mean, we already dipped under and we broke it. So there was a good indication that we were going to get more movement back up towards here. So here's what the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 might look like now. So you got your 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you double top here in your 5. And then so that would be, to me, there's your 1, there's your 168. Look at the confluence zone with the 0, the double top resistance, and then the 168. That's a high confluence zone. I feel like there's going to be a lot of, there's going to be profit taking there. That's where I'd be looking to take profits for my first one. And in which case, we get to take this run up, just like that, and then we get to look for a buy, in the 0.5, 618 region, right? Just like this one took the 5, this one's going to take the 0.5 to 618, go a little higher. See how they snuck out of there before the 5? It's because of the 786 on the fib. That's why they do that. So when we used to go, oh man, why they always undercut us. There's a reason they're undercutting us, is because they have other information that they're going on. So what was my, I think this was a double zigzag down. Maybe that's it. I forgot. But they have other information, other targets that they're going for, and that's why it goes short like that. But the thing is, and then you got to buy a little high. That's the thing. So if we go up here, fifth wave, you know, that's not a B wave. So that would have to be an ABC. So let me get rid of this for now. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 correct here, and then we can proceed to my other targets, and you know that would actually make a lot of sense, because here's another confluence zone. Watch. So if we get this run up here, and let's say we get it right down to there, the 1-to-1 ish, you know, ballparking here, the 786 and the 1-to-1 are going to be 9,400 and on. Now, you know, if we get super high movement based on this last wave, if we get super high movement, we're going to move those targets up. And then maybe we can think about taking this 6.5, 6.18. But don't forget, this big downtrend resistance line right here is where, you know, we're going to have a lot of trouble, and that's why we're going to have a lot of trouble at this 0.5. And this is coming from the previous swing high to swing low. So you go here, swing high to swing low, and then you get these targets here. And that's where this 0.5 is going to be tough. So if we double top here and come down, we may recharge and then try to hit that 0.5 and that downtrend resistance, and that's where you may see, you know, us crumble. And then if that's the case, you know, if we start coming down from there, you know, and don't recover, then you're looking at my my Z waves. And my Z wave can either be the end of 2 for this, so it can be the end of 2 for this. So 1, 2, which kind of seems weird, and then it goes up for 3. Sure, it's possible. I mean, I don't know. But what I am banking on, but not predicting, no crystal ball, don't say I'm wrong, blah, blah, blah. What I am thinking, or what I am preparing myself for, as I should put it, is that this is going to get rejected really hard, and then we're going to see lower lows. And if that happens, we can consider that a 2 wave until it breaks 100% here. And if it does, then you're looking at a completed Z wave for the entire structure, which is something I've been preaching to look out for. And we always want to be prepared for the most bearish scenario, because if we're prepared for the most bearish scenario, we know where to stop and re-enter, right? So we're looking for heavy confluence and technical pivots, and then we're looking for heavy confluence and sell-off pivots, where things are going to sell. So it would look like WX. Y, X here, and then Z. Z would be down here, which is possible. Or it's a 1, 2, 3, or it's completed completely, and we're somehow managing to go 1, 2, 3. It's possible. I'm not counting it out, but until it comes up above this downtrend resistance line and maybe breaks the 6.5 and the 6.18, I'm not going to even think about re-entering. I'm going to be taking my profits here and then waiting it out. I think it's going to be a no trade zone up here. So we're getting ready to take profits at that no trade zone, and then we have to go back to, you know, limp dick in hand and waiting out. So just be ready for that. And God, my computer's slow. I'm trying to record. Jeez, my laptop breaks. You guys gonna help me buy a new one? Because if not, there's no more signals. So I'm just kidding. But yeah. So here we are. Looks like we're trying to make a wave 2 now. You know, so we my buy zone was right in here. My stop loss was right around here, just in case it went down. If this is an X wave, so let's consider another possibility, because, you know, I'm never counting anything out. You know, maybe if this is an X wave, which is fine, maybe somehow this would have to be if this was a 2-5 structure up. Actually, no, it wouldn't even be an X wave. It would somehow have to be like a ABC. Which B waves don't make impulses up. So if this was a 5-3-5 and then a ABC, B waves don't even make impulses up. So that's kind of weird. So this would have to at least see some, like, you know, probably some 9K action up here to make a B wave, and then a C, and then it goes up. So then now you're going to the bearish. Now you're going to the, you know, the more bearish scenario, which is fine. We can prepare ourselves for that. So the more bearish scenario. Golly, delete all this shit. So now the bearish scenario is the count I had right here. So this was actually for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So disregard that as the bullish scenario. That would actually be if we're creating some sort of. See, a zigzag wouldn't even really do that, though. That's the thing. A zigzag wouldn't even really do that. So maybe you'd have to be like, yeah. I mean, it could. I guess it could. It could come like here and then like stop there. That's kind of weird because the zigzag usually that's not very proportional. And I'm just trying to play the best odds here. What's most proportionate and what lines up with the fib targets and extensions. But this is a possible count, I guess. So we would be making, maybe making the B wave up to the double top. This could still be, it could be a combo correction. Like I still like my W, X, Y, and then ABC, or maybe this is the failed impulse. Yeah, as a matter of fact, that's how I would count it. I love my WXYs. I think I think a lot of people overlook WXY, and I think a lot of people overlook expanded flats because anytime they see price movement that's higher than the previous wave, they think it's an impulse up. It's not always the case, especially if you do the count, right? So this would be maybe a WXY here, like that. And I have to get a detailed count, but that's something we could look for. It's possible, but this was another high probability movement that I expected to happen. If I was wrong, no big deal. Get stopped out. I don't care. But the EMA was here, and the wave count I had was efficient. So that's something that's going to be battled for to happen. So then now I'm looking for this double top, and if we start to see a lot, low volume and a lot of sell-offs here, I might look to get out around 9,200 and then reassess. And then once again, if that happens, all we have to do is take the fib up to wherever it lands, right? We play this. Computer is slow as dick. We play this. Sorry. And then we stop ourselves out if need be. So we stop ourselves out if need be, and if we get stopped out, no big deal. So, golly, this is annoying. My freaking computer looks like Hygen's. Jesus, all that money, and he doesn't even buy a new computer to record. All right, so then we get stopped out, and then we look for this entry here, just like that. So we look for our Y, right? Or maybe buy a little at this 0.5, a little bit, and then look for that 8,000. But Pondus, you are not correct as far as this rundown going to 8,000. So admit you were wrong. I can be petty as fuck. I'm just kidding. But no, seriously, that's why I was considering all these possibilities, because I don't care about ultimate targets. I don't care if it goes there ultimately. I want to play the high probability pivots. That's how you make money. That's how you make money, is you play the high probability pivots, and if it doesn't work out, you get stopped out and you go to the next one. It's that simple. So it's not like, oh, I have this one goal, and if it gets there, and I'll buy. Okay, you can be waiting, a week for that. I don't want to do that. I want to consider all possibilities. Not only that, but this could be the bottom before we see these highs here. And if that's the case, then the 8,000 was a bad play and a bad prediction. And that's why, you don't plan to predict, you plan to adapt. And you play, so you see a high probability pivot, you go for it, you get stopped out, you go for the next one, and then you get to ride this all the way up. If this play goes all the way to here, anybody waiting on 8,000 is not getting paid. It's that simple. You're just not getting paid until that breaks all the way down, and then maybe you can re-enter. But that's a long time to wait, and that's not something I would want to do. So yeah, so we can consider another ABC down for this run up, or to be like an ABC. I don't know if that's, like I said, if that's the case, we'll look to re-enter over here, and we'll see how that goes. If that bounces up, we can ride it up. If it goes down to here, we buy here. That's what the stop loss is for. If you got any questions, I'll be in Discord, and stay safe, faggots.